plans from HomeServe start at just $7.99 a month.
Call 1-877-538-3882
or visit homeserve.com.
Meet Omnilux Contour, an LED light therapy mask clinically proven to reduce fine lines and wrinkles. Find out how you can improve your skin at OmniluxLED.com.
Why do we accept waiting 2 weeks for payday? Thanks to Chime, I don't have to wait to get paid anymore. I couldn't believe it. I can get up to $500 of my pay on my schedule. There's no interest, no credit checks, no mandatory fees. Join me at Chime.com and get paid when you say.
The average AW location clinic was capable inside of whether you use a shirt below
I train all over the globe, and that's what you're going to see in AEW. All different pieces.
AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite at 8 on TBS.
President Donald Trump now suggesting that he might change his mind about doing another debate. The question is what it would take to get him back on the stage with Vice President Harris.
I do great with the debates, and I think they've answered everything. But maybe if I got in the right mood, I don't know. I wouldn't need anything. I could do it tomorrow. When I've done 2 debates, most of my Republican allies have said I was great in the debate.
My Republican source tonight offered a different take on the debate, saying that he thought Harris actually came out on top Tuesday night. New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu is here. Governor, welcome back. If you were advising Trump, do you think he should do a second debate with Harris?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, anytime you can spend more time in front of the voters when you're in a close race, it's a positive. Now, I think he's got to change his approach a little bit. It doesn't mean he has to know the issues better, per se. I think he knows what he wants to say. But his style, I think, would have to change a little bit, understanding what her style is. One thing that nobody knew going into that first debate was what Harris's approach, her style, her demeanor, all of that sort of thing, how she would approach the questions. But that's kind of known now. My sense is that the vice president would take a similar approach. Trump would have to change his, but could be very successful. He's got to get down to the level of the voter. He's got to talk at a more empathetic, more direct level, and not just about like at 30,000 feet, right? It's not just they're bad, we're good. You know, they're not doing it right. I agree with all that, by the way, but he's got to make a better connection with the voter. And any chance you have an opportunity to do that, that can only help him.
Well, and you know, one weak point, obviously, if that's a polite way to describe it, was the moment when he repeated the baseless claims about Haitian immigrants on stage, which shocked some of his advisors even. And, you know, just to speak to that, CNN learned today that Springfield area law enforcement, they actually went through 11 months of calls that they got, and not a single one was about pets actually being eaten or any claims of that. Do you think that the Trump campaign should just stop talking about animals at this point?
Well, animals are usually a great thing on a campaign. I always tell everyone running for office, hold the puppy. But when you're talking about eating them and cat ladies and all that, no, it's they haven't really handled it well. Look, one thing you don't want in a debate is a negative viral moment, right? Something that can become a complete meme against you and mockery against you, whether it's true or not or anything like that. You just got to be careful about that, and I don't think they really have that approach. But there's a lot of opportunity. I think Michael Sparkonis, right before and he hit it right on the head. It's not about fracking in Pennsylvania. That's kind of an old school issue. It's exactly about those voters that don't like him don't like Trump personally, but really hate the results and the policies coming out of the Biden-Harris administration and know that she's part of that. So it's that 8% that you really got to go get. And then they're gettable. A lot of them won't truly decide. They may be one way or the other today, but they're swing voters, and they won't truly make up their mind until about the second or third week in October. So if the mood hits Trump and he takes the right approach, a different approach, you can't do it the same way, or he's going to get the same result. And I thought he had some good points and some good moments in that debate, but they weren't ready for her style. And I think everybody universally pretty much agrees that she outperformed everyone's expectations and came off looking pretty good, especially compared to Biden. So there's an opportunity there, but they have to use the opportunity the right way and really kind of reestablish a connection with those voters that they had in 2016.
And you don't seem to think that he did that on Tuesday night. Speaking of the election, Governor, you just signed a bill in your state that will require those who are voting for the first time to present proof of citizenship, meaning, you know, birth certificate, passport, other official documents when they register. And also it has a strict photo ID requirement to vote. You had said before that you thought election changes weren't needed. So why did you change your mind?
Well, a couple of things. The bill concerned me because I didn't want the bill I signed to affect November 2024. It was too much. It was a change, and it was going to be too much for all of our elected officials to adapt to. Now that we've kind of waited to sign it, it doesn't really come into effect to really 2026, and they can kind of train to it and all that. So we've taken care of that. We have a great sound system here in New Hampshire. There's no question about it. But we have a great voter ID law here. It works wonderfully. And this is just saying when you register, if you're a new voter, you just have to prove citizenship, which everyone agrees. Only, at least in New Hampshire, only citizens should be voting. So it's common sense stuff. It's a slight change, but my concern was more about rushing it too fast. And kind of messing up, the training you need for the election officials going forward. But I think it'll work, as we enter the 26th election.
Yeah, well, and of course, all states think that only citizens should be voting since it's illegal. So I think some people may look at this and say, well, why do you need to sign something into law to stop something that's already illegal?
Well, again, not all places. There's talk right in my neighborhood state of Vermont where there's talk about allowing non-citizens to vote. So no,
But it's not legal right now.
People have discussed this. No, at the municipal level, they've looked at it. For federal elections there are, but again, our federal, state, and municipal elections are all often sometimes all in one election. So those things have to line up. So it's just a matter of saying, we also have same-day voter registration here, which is a great opportunity, works very well, but we want to make sure when folks come in that same day, they're not just, promising that they're citizens, they just prove that they're citizens. And again, it's not much different than a lot of other documentation you need when you do bank accounts and, so you set up various things across the country, you need to prove that you're a citizen in a variety of different ways. So that's all. It's just, making the system a little more secure and ensuring there's not going to be any fraud down the road.
Yeah, but of course, there's not right now. You just said it's secure yourself, but I'm glad to be able to ask you about that, Governor Chris Sununu. Thank you for joining us tonight.
You bet.
Up next, Harris and Trump are flooding the airwaves, as you just heard Michael Smirnovich mention. We want to show you what their top arguments are to voters, especially after Tuesday night, and also how they're trying to get under each other's skin.